Okay, so it is 7:30 and I'm back with my grocery haul. Again, I need to try and get out to the shops earlier and earlier because it's always slim pickings. I did go out with one thing in mind. I'm going to batch cook fried rice and for the freezer. It's a recipe I've done so many times on this channel now, but 500 grams of pork at Aldi sets you back $3.99. I'm totally out of eggs. There weren't many choices left, so I got the dozen 700-gram barn-laid eggs from Aldi. These ones cost $4.79, so not a bad price. The free-range 700-gram ones cost $5.19. 700 grams for the egg conspiracy follow along. Whatever, eggs go into fried rice. Baby carrots, 500 grams. This one cost $1.29 for the bag. You know, snack, dip, and throw it into things. Sweet corn looked particularly good. It wasn't on special, but 500 grams for $3.99. Sometimes I throw one into the microwave for 3.5-4 minutes with cling wrap over the top of a bowl. They come out great. And because I didn't pick up what I wanted to pick up, I was going to make an Asian soup, but I didn't get out to the Asian grocers in time, nor did I get to the green grocers in time. So I might have to do another top-up shop on top of this. Anyway, 3 of them, 500 grams, was it $3.99. Restock of the beloved snacking tomatoes. These ones are currently $2.79. 1 punnet of strawberries. The strawberries look particularly big. Let's have a look. Quite large, almost the size of an egg. They smell okay, not great. I don't have particularly high hopes for these, but I'm basically out of fruit. These ones, how much? $2.99 for the punnet, 250 grams. So I'm going to have them in tonight, and if not, they're not great, I'll throw them into a yogurt just to sweeten them up. A 4-pack of cherry yogurt, $3.99. I'm out of the freezer chips, so I got 750 grams. These are the steak cut chips. $2.99 at Aldi. Now, a word about the chips at Aldi. The steak cut chips, they come out really, really well in the air fryer. The crinkle cuts and the straight cuts and the French fries, okay. But the straight cut and the crinkle cut chips tend to get overdone somehow in the air fryer, even if you bring it down to 175 degrees. You can put the steak cut chips at full whack at 200 degrees in the air fryer and leave it alone, and you don't even have to toss, and they will come out better. So coming from someone who has a lot of these frozen things, steak cut chips. A2 milk, 2 liters, $6.89. Onto the junk. Junky junk. Yeah. Peanut cookies. I know, the 1 star who gets me. Peanut cookies, a sleeve of these for $2.09, I believe. And the mint creams, these are the Arnott's knockoff ones. These ones are $1.99. Now, I do really like the mint slice Arnott's ones, which they do have at Aldi, by the way, but they're like double the price. And this is, yes, worse than the Arnott's, but not that bad that you know, I can't overlook $1.50, you know. Mint creams. I really do enjoy like a mint chocolate. Always a good deal at Aldi is the popcorn, one bag for 89 cents. I got 2 of them. So this total shop came to just under $40, but I might have to do a top-up shop. Okay, it's part 2, the day after the clip you just watched. I went out just in time to go to the fruit shop to get what I wanted. I start at Coles. Spare ribs, pork spare ribs are on special for $17 a kilo. So you get 4 pieces, total to $13.33. I actually did want a smaller box of this, and there was, you know, 1 or 2 boxes for like $11 something, but they were not as nice in quality. So anyway, this spare ribs, because I'm going to make an Asian soup, a broth. It's a comfort food. You'll see in the video afterwards. So I needed to go to the fruit store and pick up I'm struggling with the English name for this. I think it's called a white radish. Yeah, it's a thing. It wasn't, you know, it's not the best quality. You know, I went really late, but I'm going to cook it tonight, so it doesn't matter. Also at the fruit shop, green beans. This is a full kilo of green beans. That's going to be my veg of the week. $3.99 for the whole bag. The 500-gram bag at Aldi is the same price at $3.99, so a much better deal at the greengrocers. The radish was $2.99 for the whole thing. I also got 1 kilo of tomatoes for, I think, how much are these? They're $3.99 a kilo, so this bag was $4.51. I'm gonna do tomato eggs again. Again, cheaper at the greengrocers. Bananas, I got 4 of them. They're going for $3.49 a kilo at the moment. They're still $3.99 at Aldi and $4 at Coles. So, price, right? Then I went to the Asian supermarket. I'm out of udon noodles, so, you know, a bag of this, 5-pack, $7.45. I like to have my udon with tempura prawns. This pack of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 will set you back $12.80. This has gone up in price. Taiwanese pork sausages, 500 grams. This is now $19.50. Just something to have in my freezer. I do defrost it the day in the fridge, the day before I want to eat it, and I've shown this multiple times on my channel. You throw it in the air fryer. Shiitake mushrooms, a bag, 200 grams. These are the dehydrated ones, so you need to reconstitute them in hot water. This was $10.80, and you know, it'll save me from buying the fresh stuff, which is way more expensive. My final thing is my satima. I've shown this snack off before. 1 packet of this at $3.85. This small shop was very, very expensive. I'll put the total on screen, but I think I blew the $70 mark for this, all of this. I think I'm over this, you'll know. Anyway, I will put the total for the 2 shops on screen. Okay guys, I have big meal plans tonight. I plan on making batch fried rice, so I have day old, let's be honest, it's more like 3-4 day old rice in the fridge, so cold. I've got 500 grams of pork mince, 1 onion finely diced, a whole bunch of my green beans into little chunks. A lot of people add peas to their fried rice. I don't like green peas, so green beans. Couple of carrots also chopped up roughly, diced, and green onions, spring onions for garnishing. So I'm going to batch cook this, and I hope to get like 4 containers out of this at least, so that I can put it in my freezer. So, you know, it's not new on the channel. I've done this multiple times, but I also plan on doing a soup afterwards. We'll see how long this takes. Okay, so I've got my 2 portions of fried rice here and my containers. I like to weigh mine out just for consistency. I like about 310 to 320 grams a box. So I'm gonna weigh it out. I did fry my rice in 2 portions, and although I did taste it, just so I can have a homogeneous flavor through both of them, I'm going to scoop from both into my containers. Okay, so my fried rice is done and I'm ready to make my soup. I had to call my mum for this one, just to double check. This soup it's more like a broth. Yeah, Asian people's soup is not chunky at all, it's broth. Anyway, it's a pork spare ribs thing with, this is called 白萝卜, which literally translates to white carrot, but that's not the name for it in English, right? I think this is just a radish, but I thought radishes had the pink bit on the bottom. Whatever. I think it's a radish. I didn't check what it was called at the store. I need like 1/3 of it, and I've got my corn. So Mum told me that I have to clean my pork because it's dirty. What this means is I have to cut it into chunks and I have to boil it in, well, boiling water, and scoop off the scum, and then she said cook it for 3 minutes in the boiling water, then rinse it under cold water in the sink. So that's what I'm going to do. Mum told me to use 1/3, so it's getting washed and peeled. Okay, so it's a very, very simple soup. I've got my water boiling. I'm going to blanch my spare ribs for 2 to 3 minutes, like Mum said. Then she said to shock it with cold water under the sink just to rinse off all the scum. Then a fresh pot of boiling water, in goes your corn and the radish and mushrooms, which I have washed and scrubbed. Usually you soak these in warm water, but since they're going into a soup, I just very thoroughly wash them and scrub them of the dirt. You'll see the water will turn color. Then throw it all together, and then you put dashi in it to season and a bit of ginger if you prefer. So to the stove we go. So I'm done. With the soup, all you do is you boil the bejesus out of it until the radish gets soft. Add water back to it, and then obviously because it'll evaporate, and then I add more hondashi to taste. So it's a clear broth. Yeah, and it's really quite sweet and tastes like corn, it tastes like radish, it tastes like mushroom. We never had mushroom in it growing up because my siblings hate it, but I love it, so haha. And the meat, or the ribs, now I just bought Coles spare ribs. Most Asians get the full rib because you get the bone kind of brothy flavor to it. Yeah, it's quite nice. We call this tang, 排骨汤, which is rib soup, whatever. It's really nice to have, and it's a bit of a comfort food. It's actually pouring today, so I like to have this when it's raining. With my fried rice, my yield was I started with 3 cups of uncooked white rice. So just 3 cups of rice in. I cooked it in the rice cooker, and then I put it in containers in the fridge overnight. Well, more like 3 nights. Then I added my pork mince, my onion, my carrot, my green beans, garlic to it, and well, you've seen fried rice before. So I yielded 6 containers. Now these are quite large portions. And what I do is before I go to bed, I throw the lids on these, and then they go straight into the freezer. They're a great freezer meal to have when I'm lazy, I don't want to cook, or, you know, if it's raining outside and I'm out of groceries. So that's my dinner. I'm going to have 1 portion of it with my soup, and I will put all of my costings up on screen.